Hello everyone, this is teacher Rejil. This video addresses the competency interpret graphs of polynomial functions. First, we will talk about linear function. It is of the form f of x equals mx plus b, and the graph is a straight line. Now, these are the keywords that we have to remember: slope, y-intercept, x-intercept, domain, and range. Now let's talk first about y-intercept. So y-intercept is the point on the y-axis where the graph passes through. So in this case, it's 5, and it has coordinates 0, 5. Next, the x-intercept. The x-intercept is a point on the x-axis where the graph passes through. So here, it's -3. And it has coordinates -3, 0. And next, we will be talking about slope. How do we find the slope? So if we identify 2 points, we can just move from one point to another, first vertically, then horizontally. Here, if we start from -3, we go up there vertically, then horizontally, and if we are going to count the number of units we move, so vertically we have 5 units, and horizontally we have 3 units, so our slope here is 5/3. Now, the domain, so values of x. So for linear function, the domain is always settable real numbers, and range, the values of y, is also settable real numbers. Now let's talk about quadratic function. So it is of the form f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So the highest exponent is 2. The graph is called a parabola. And these are the key words that we have to remember: vertex, the opening, the y-intercept, the x-intercepts, the line of symmetry, the domain, and the range. First, let's talk about the vertex. Vertex is the turning point of our graph. So it's here. So it has coordinates 1, -4. And the opening we have here, the opening is upward. So parabola, okay, could open upward or downward. So in this case, our opening is upward. So y-intercept. Y-intercept is the value of y when x is 0, or a point on the y-axis where the graph passes through. So here it's -3, and it has coordinates 0, -3. And the x-intercepts, the points on the x-axis where the graph passes through. So here it's -1 and 3, and -1 here has coordinates -1, 0, and for point 3 we have here 3, 0. Now, the line of symmetry. The line of symmetry is the line that divides our graph into 2 congruent parts. So this one, this is our line. X equals -1. Notice here that this part on the right of the line, okay, is symmetrical to this part on the left side of the line. Symmetrical about the line x equals 1. And the domain. The domain for quadratic function is settable real numbers. And the range, it depends on where we can see the graph. For example, here, the turning point is at 1, -4. And notice here that we don't have graph below this point. So our graph starts from -4, okay, upward, okay, in reference to the y-axis. So our range here is settable real numbers y such that y is greater than or equal to -4. Now let's talk about polynomial function. So when we talk about polynomial function, meaning to say our degree is 3 or greater. So the graph is called a continuous curve with smooth turns. Okay, so the graphs of polynomial functions are continuous curves with smooth turns. So here, how many turns we have? We have 2. So the graph turns at this point here and also at this point here. So 2 turns. What are the x-intercepts? So x-intercepts are the values of x when y is 0, or points on the x-axis where the graph passes through. So -2, 0, and 1, and the coordinates are -2, 0, 0, 0, and 1, 0. How about the y-intercept? The y-intercept is the point on the y-axis where the graph passes through. So in this case, it's still here, 0, 0. And how about the domain? The domain of polynomial functions of degree 3, okay, is settable real numbers, and the range is also settable real numbers. Now, I prepared here 3 items for you to complete. Okay, so the first one here is a straight line. The second one here is this one, a U-shaped graph. And the third one here is a continuous curve. So you can pause the video and try giving the information. If you're ready, I can now show you the answer. For the first graph, so we have the name of the graph is line, the slope is 2, the y-intercept is 0, -3, and the x-intercept is 1.50, domain settable real numbers, range settable real numbers. For item number 2, the graph is called parabola. The vertex is at -1, 4. The graph opens downward, and then the y-intercept is 0, 3. The x-intercepts are -3, 0, and 1, 0. And the line of symmetry is x equals -1. Domain settable real numbers, and the range is settable real numbers y such that y is less than or equal to 4. For item number 3, the graph is a continuous curve with smooth turns, and there are 2 turns here. The x-intercepts are -2, 0, 0, 0, and 2, 0, and the y-intercept is 0, 0. Domain settable real numbers, range settable real numbers. Did you get all the items right? I hope you did. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Teacher Rejil. Keep safe.